Okay, so I have organized these into routes, right? So I have, and I'll put these up on the screen. So these are related to my notes here. These are combos, and I have recorded what they are relative. So one, it refers to level 1 combo, and then the A, B, and C goes in extension order of how far away they work from the corner, etc. Plus is a combo that goes straight, and then minus is a combo that side switches and reverses and puts them in your back corner, etc. So my lineup for them is here, and I will demonstrate each one of these. N is like a normal combo, so if you're like at this range, if you're like, this is the midpoint. This is like the grids on the grid stage, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 is the middle of the stage that you start at. If Cammy is like about here, then just landing any normal, like stand jab, medium spiral arrow at this point will do whatever knockdown that puts the opponent in the corner anyways. And beyond, further than this, she'll need level 1 to get the extra distance. So it's like, that's, I don't think I put the actual number for N in there, but it's like 4 point something, 4.8, 4.9, whatever. My squiggles are not. But anyways, I will demonstrate. So I have put the order in which the supers are valuable, and these lines. So it's like super 1 plus A can be done at 4.1 grid places from the corner. So if Cammy is slightly past the midpoint of the stage, or any closer to the corner, this combo can be performed. And it's more valuable to do than any of these other ones. So if like you're in this space where you could do 1 plus A or 1 plus B, 1 plus A is better. It has the more value. So in that situation, so then these little lines here I put are the spaces where they're most valuable. This kind of depends, because it's like, because this route could be better or worse than a non-super route depending on what hit you get. So, but if you just get like one button into super or one button into a spiral arrow, the super route would still be better. Anyways, you can worry about whether or not you want to use this within this range, but yes. So, and each one of these could have a potentially different starter, which is why, you know, one of them might be possible while another isn't for the same space. So anyways, I will go through these. So these are the spacings at which these combos make sense to do and go for, and these are the combos. All these combos, if you're in the range where they make sense, if you're in these ranges, these are combos that are incredibly valuable and worth doing. So if you recognize that you're in the space and you get the right hit, these combos are no-brainers to go for. So I will go through the list. 1A, 1 plus A. 1 plus A is normal super. So 1 plus A just means anything regularly into super, has slightly more corner carry than drill. So at this point, if you're here, that 1600 damage versus 2600 damage, and then whatever. So that's what this means. 1A is very basic, any basic route into that. And the spacing, so that was a 4.1 onwards. Now the spacing that I measure that from is Cammy's back foot in her idle animation. So right here, this is exactly 4.1 on the stage. This is 4, this is 4.1. You can use the grid to measure it, whatever. There were some combos that required, that are like, have such a thin margin of error that they're unrealistic for a human to judge whether they should do that combo versus another one. So I made sure I didn't include some of them. So like I put ignore this one if it's the margin where it works is so small that a human can't reasonably understand that they're in the right position for it, and etc. So anyways, right, so that's one plus A is just doing any basic hit or grounded confirm into a level 1, or like a back medium punch target combo level 1, etc. Not a complex combo. 1 plus B is right, this, the one that you do a lot. So 1 plus B is that. Now in this spacing, if we're like this far away from the corner, it makes more sense to not go for that and just do, you know, take the corner oki with the medium drill, or if we're close enough, to the light drill into the uppercut. So the space that it makes sense is like, you know, 2 point whatever to about 4. So middle of the screen. So that comes out to anywhere from here to the midpoint in the screen, like here, right? Anywhere from there, it makes sense to do this. Etc. It's more like 2.4 or something. Anyways, so that's 1 plus B. That's that route. And that's, I've demarcated that here. So this is the range where that makes sense. 1 plus C operates on the same range away from the corner, but it has a different starter. So 1 plus C is when you land anything into the... So all these conversions down here are conversions that you land off of natural launchers. So that means anything that you get into just right away back roundhouse or back medium punch. So that couldn't be dive kick, can go into back medium punch. Better that can go into like, you know, something else. These are like, you don't have to spend drive gauge, because a lot of these routes are not necessarily that good if you have to do a drive rush cancel and then go into them. But if you are just playing neutral and you get an opportunity to go into these are by far and away the strongest routes you can do with supers, especially at level 2. So anyways, all of these routes involving supers, from any natural hit that you land that you can get into back medium punch or back heavy kick, are excellent and fantastic in every way. So 1 plus C is this route. So it works from same, like this range, this distance, anything that you get into back medium punch. Oh wait, no, that's not the right starter. There we go. So that's the route that makes the most sense, and that has way more corner carry than the other route, and it's more valuable than the target combo route that you tend to go for. So it's like, if I had a similar starter, but we went into that instead, it would reach the corner, but it'd be significantly less valuable because of the significant amount of extra drive gauge that it costs, versus like this, which costs like half as much drive gauge. And does more damage. So anyway, so that is 1 plus, and that's like the minimum version. Every single one that I put here is like the minimum version possible. So these are all out, like, clearly the most valuable routes you can go for if you can get them, and I measured them on their smallest amount, which is off of jump light kick, stand light punch, back medium punch. If you land like an actual clean jump into back roundhouse, these routes go fucking nuts. Right, so that's 3560 versus like that with where you have to cancel into it at a point where you generate less drive gauge. If I had started with less drive gauge, then that one versus that one. The other one does more damage. This one builds more super, but costs like an extra whole bar of drive gauge or more, relatively speaking, and doesn't have quite as much corner carry. So anyways. Right, so that would be combo 1 plus C. And then I don't even remember if I had a... Do I have a 1 plus D? Oh, right, the standing route. So this is like the normal thing that you would do. So the right, 1 plus B is just the thing that you normally do with the crouch fierce into the stand fierce target combo into whatever. And then 1 plus D is the one that requires standing, and it does more damage. It does more damage than you know, the super generation routes, but you know, it does build quite a bit less super, but it does have way more distance. Technically, you know what? I actually wrote this wrong, because technically 1 plus D is better than... It's about the same as 1 plus B. It's just they're, like, the difference in damage is almost exactly equal to the difference in super, so if you have the option to do either one, if you get a random button into Drive Rush and they're standing, you can choose whichever route you do. 1 plus D will do more damage, 1 plus B will build more super, etc. Alrighty, so that's that, and then the side switch routes. So 1 minus A is the 4-bar non-standing route. Right, so this one you have to be quite close to the opponent, or quite far in the corner, so it only works like if you're here to here is where this combo works, but it works like that, and then you do whatever. Right, so that one's pretty... all these side switch routes with the level 1, their damage is like very solid. So long as they reach the corner and they're at the spacing to reach the corner, they're very high value relative to the resources spent. Alright, let's see. So that's 1 minus A. 1 minus B is an isolated thing. So so this is whenever you get stand fierce by itself. You could single hit confirm it. You could get like in some way like counter hit or punish counter stand strong and then go into this. Right, so this is if you can land like a random stand fierce or something, this is like your best routing. If you like, you don't have to spend drive gauge or whatever. So that's 1 minus B, and it works from, you know, that far away from the corner, as I put. 1 minus B works there. Next is 1 minus C, which is the drive rush route, but when they are standing. So this one works quite a bit further ways from the corner than the crouching route. So this, you do this, you walk up, and you can do this quite delayed. You do the background house, you charge that, so, and then you do the level 3. Or, sorry, the level 1. So that's the standing route. It's better than the crouch route because you only have to spend 3 bars and it works from farther away than the crouch route, the one if they're crouching does, off of a random button into drive rush, etc. And then 1 minus D is if you land anything like a jump or a dive kick, a jump light kick or a dive kick, or anything that lets you get into back heavy kick or back medium punch, is the one that you're obviously familiar with. So this route. And then another route that costs slightly more but works slightly farther away. So that one works up to like 1.2. But like if you want one that works up to 1.6, if you're unsure about the distance, you can do EX drill and it leaves you a bit closer to the corner. So that one works up to 1.6, maybe 1.7, etc. So that's 1 minus E is the EX spiral off of basically the same situation. And those are all the combos with level 1. Functional value with level 1. So if you're in a situation where you're in one of these situations where the line adds up and you have like the right starter, you know, like a button, drive rush, and a standing opponent, etc. for 1+D or 1-C or something. Those are where it makes total sense, and you should automatically just spend the level 1 to do those. Alright, now, all of the level 2 routes, if you have the ability to land these level 2 combos, almost all of them except for one, which is like only in whatever, all of them I would consider better than any level 1 route that you could do. So if you can land any of these level 2 routes right here, then go for them instead of the level 1 routes. The level 1 routes that are equivalent value relative to the level 2 routes are the ones that are like this close to the corner anyways, which are the side switch ones. Right, but the routes that there's like maybe some side switches that you can do from like right here that are slightly valuable than doing 2+F, which is the combos that we'll get into next. But anyways, so the level 2 routes. So 2+A. 2+A is this, which is level 2 back me kick fucking shit. Right, so 2+A works at up to like a 3.1 distance from the corner. So that means that up to here, if Cammy is here or closer to the corner, these routes work. So that's this, drive rush, stand and confirm, etc. So that's medium or heavy or whatever, drive rush, they're standing, back roundhouse, jump, do a slightly delayed super cancel so that you can get the maximum height possible, walk up, back heavy, back roundhouse, medium drill, heavy uppercut. And that works from there. That's shitloads of damage, and you build like half a bar of super from the combo. Alright, next. So this is the order I put in terms of value. So 2+B, 2+D, 2+G are the most valuable. Those are the ones from just naturally landing back medium punch or back heavy kick, like off of a jump in or a dive kick or whatever, or a spin knuckle or a DI, etc. Like theoretically, the situations where you can just naturally land back medium punch are on Oki, if you do like jab, back medium punch, and they try to jump and they get clipped, or challenged and they get clipped by the jab, or if you do like drive rush forward heavy punch and it just hits them, you can go into it naturally. Off of certain meaty situations. I guess not that, yeah, not that one because it's not quite close enough for that, but there's some meaty situations where you can land a natural back medium punch, etc. And then, right, off of dive kick, you could be close enough for it, if especially EX dive kick or on counter hit or punish counter. Off of jump light kick, especially, you can do jump light kick, jab, back medium punch, and then you'll get it. Off of any clean jump in on something, you can easily get back roundhouse if they're standing when you punish them, which a lot of times they are, if it's like on a fireball punish or something. Off of DI is a good way to get either one of them. You can get that route, or you can get that route, etc. So good ways to get the natural launchers. For the DI puts a bit more scaling, but not as much as like a drive rush cancel in terms of value output. And then, right, so, and off of counter hit medium knuckle, you can get this off of punish counter light knuckle, you can get this off of. The unique thing about this is that light knuckle does not apply as much scaling at the start of a combo as medium, heavy, or EX. So if you do light knuckle, there are certain situations that are like a move that's -21 or more. Light knuckle makes sense as a punish, and then you can go into like the full route like this, etc. So that's another opportunity. Some things on are -21 and make sense to punish with light knuckle into level 2. But yeah, I mean, these are like all the situations, and if you're really precise with a shimmy, you could get like a medium punch in a back roundhouse. In which case, you can get the natural launcher for its like max value. So, you know, just in general, that's what I mean by anything where you can naturally get into these without having to do a fucking drive rush cancel. Is where all of these 2 plus B, 2 plus D, and 2 plus G combos make the most sense. So anyways, 2 plus B is this. Level 2, medium spiral arrow, heavy spike, right? So this works at how far away from the corner? I think the exact same distance, yeah. So this makes sense here. So anything in the back, medium punch. You can do that, and then you're in the corner, etc. And you build full drive gauge during that, because obviously nothing in there costs drive gauge. So if you're like, if you land the jumping light kick or something, and you do that, then then you rebuild like 1.7 bars of drive gauge during that combo, in addition to dealing like 3.5k damage. Next, and like rebuilding half your fucking bars of super anyways. Alright, 2 plus C is this. This is the crouching route, so not a standing confirm. This is slightly less value than the standing confirm on drive rush cancels, but it does actually function from farther away. So, slightly more corner carry than the standing route, actually. Anyways, so that's that. 1 plus D will be this route. This is another medium or whatever button, drive rush confirm into a standing opponent. And this is the one that actually requires the standing. And this is the one that, you know, you default to. The high damage for, like, the whatever, and it has, like, huge corner carry, right? So that's 1 plus D. 1 plus... Do I have a 1 plus E? Or, sorry, a 2 plus... Yeah, 2 plus E is... 2 plus E is... Back roundhouse, micro walk. Right. This one has, like, outrageous corner carry, plus whatever. So this one works at 1.9 or closer, so, like, here. There you go. And that one builds you... Look how much super that builds you. That builds you like 70% towards another bar. I started with just 2 bars, spent 2 bars, and I'm almost at another super. So that one costs 4 bars of drive gauge, 3 for the drive rush cancel, and then 1 in the middle of the combo. And it corners them from here and does like 3.7k and builds another super. 70% of another super. 2 plus F. Level 2. Right, okay, this is just pure corner carry. This is like the fucking rawest ass corner carry that you can do. So this one works from like here or closer. This one is like full screen corner carry. And there you go. So, you know, if you want to do that, whatever. That one has a bit less value than the other routes. That one has... So, the E route only makes sense to do. I would consider... What did I just do for the E route? The E route is what I just talked about with the spike. It is a cool combo, and it does build you a shitload of super. My only concern with it is that it's not as valuable as 2 plus C. And as you can see, there's only a very tiny window where it makes sense to do, because if you can do 2 plus E, if you're closer than this, you could also do 2 plus C, and 2 plus C is just better. So, there's only a small range at which it makes more sense to do this, but not 2 plus C, but not 2 plus F. You see what I mean? So, I consider this to be not really judgeable by human eyeballs, that you're within this exact small range away from the corner for it to be the most logical combo to do. So I would consider cutting it entirely and either do like 2 plus C at this place or have this broad area where you do 2 plus F instead. Alright, 2 plus G is jump cancel, level 2, dry brush crouch fierce, dry brush stand fierce, target combo, medium spiral arrow. 2 plus G, right. So that is this. Etc. It's pretty much the same thing, but off of a jump rather than or off of a back medium punch or a back heavy kick rather than a fucking whatever else, rather than a dry brush cancel off a medium. Alright, so those are all the, no. Wait. Yes? No? 2 plus D? Did I do all these? No, I don't think I did these. I just did them out of order? Fuck. Alright, 2 plus D. Fucking goddamn it. Right, this one works at 2.2 plus. So here, or whatever. Etc. So that's 2 plus D. Is there any other combo that I forgot to actually demonstrate? 2 plus B. I think I showed that. Yeah, I did show that. 2 plus C. Crouch heavy punch. Right, that's the regular one. 2 plus E. I showed that. Level 2. Back medium punch. Right, I showed that. Micro walk. Natural back medium, back heavy kick. Dry brush, stand fierce. Target combo. That's the one that only has a small range to be like actually super good. Kind of, you know. The fact that it costs 4 bars of drive gauge instead of 3 makes it more detrimental than like 2 plus C, which is a 3-bar route. Okay, and then, right, 2 plus F, I already showed that. Okay, yeah, I showed all the routes. The only one that I didn't show is like this fucking one, which is kind of goofy and also has like an incredibly thin, but I will demonstrate what it actually does. So this has like slightly more corner carry than some other ones for like a 4-bar route. I don't remember exactly how far it works from, but the idea is... Let's see, was it off of Crouch Fierce or off of... Yes, it is. So this is a non-standing confirm. You do this, and then you dry brush into this, and then do a quick round that, etc. Very small window where it becomes the most optimal thing to do. So, very small range on the screen, so ignore that one as well. And then this one is the most optimal, but this is the one that I already talked to you about, right? Which is like the micro walk thing that is like obnoxious and easy to fuck up. But is essentially the same as the heavy spiral arrow route, but just slightly better in damage and carry. Anyways, so those are the routes. I will put on screen these two things. So this is the logic. I will put these on screen. These are the routes. I will leave these up for a second. Level 1s and where to use them when possible, when you have the opportunity to. Level 2 routes and where to use them when you have the opportunity to. Okay. That's, yeah. Cool.